Greetings family, peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru and thanks for visiting my channel. This video is about Black Lives Matter leader who calls for NFL boycott over Kaepernick blackballing. Personally, I'd say this is an excellent idea. It's one that's been touted out in social media before. This is not the first or the last time we're going to hear this, but it is something that I think we should all seriously consider doing. Boycott the NFL. But anyways, let's go to the story. Daily News columnist and Black Lives Matter leader Shaun King announced Tuesday he is boycotting the National Football League for blacklisting Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick, who started a nationwide trend with his controversial decision to kneel during the pregame national anthem to protest racial injustice in America, has not been signed by an NFL team since he opted out of his contract with the San Francisco 49ers in March. Well, I just want to say we've seen many different teams talk about their slight interest in Colin Kaepernick only to pull out in the end, citing dumb reasons like, well, they've been getting a lot of letters sent to their office and they don't think they can do it. These people have no spines, no guts to stand up for what's right. So again, boycotting the NFL is a great, excellent idea to me, in my opinion. But anyways, let's move on. It says, quote, "I can in good conscience support this league with many of its pro-Trump owners as it blacklists my friend and brother Colin Kaepernick for taking a silent, peaceful stance against injustice and police brutality in America," unquote, King wrote in the Daily News. He continues, it's, quote, "it's disgusting and has absolutely nothing to do with football and everything to do with penalizing a brilliant young man for a principled stance he took last season," unquote. King said Kaepernick remains unsigned because of racism, bigotry, and discrimination. He's right on point on all three counts. As a leader in the Black Lives Matter movement, as a voice in the resistance to Donald Trump, and as a friend to Colin Kaepernick, I cannot, in good conscience, support the NFL any longer. If I did, I'd struggle to look my own son in the eyes or look at myself in the mirror, unquote, King concluded. Shaun King tweeted, at NFL, "If you called the decisions by 32 teams to not sign this man a football decision, you probably voted for Donald Trump." On Fox and Friends this morning, Star Parker, founder and president of the Center for Urban Renewal and Education, argued that NFL teams are staying away from Kaepernick because they don't want to deal with the drama surrounding him. Well, that's probably true. I would imagine so, but at some point in time, you have to grow above and beyond and stand for something. Stand for something. Anyways, it continues. She said King has a right to boycott the NFL since we live in a free society. Quote, "However, that said, what we cannot allow to happen is ourselves reduced to mob rule, which is what Black Lives Matter's all about," unquote, Parker said. Quote, "We battle in the voting booth in a free society." She continues, quote, "Black Lives Matter needs to just get off of the political stage and go about their business and lives, and then get out to the polls the next time if they really want Democrats in control. Okay, so I'm going to go back up to the statement where this Parker says that we cannot allow to happen is ourselves reduced to mob rule, which is what Black Lives Matter is all about. Parker said, we battle in the voting booth in a free society. Well, first of all, Parker, I just want to say that you can't paint a broad brush over all of Black Lives Matter and reduce it to just that, because that's not just what Black Lives Matter is all about. You're calling it reduced to mob rule. That's not what Black Lives Matter is about. So that narrative is false, first of all. Let me say that. And then the second part of your equation, that quote, we battle in the voting booth in a free society, Parker, that too is BS. It's smelling like cow manure all over, because as we saw in this last election, even with the majority votes, we still ended up with Donald Trump. So here's the deal. We get our presidents selected by the Electoral College. So people keep saying, oh, you need to get out and vote and get out to vote. I'm so sick of that argument, because it's a false argument. It's a false illusion. If you can't see it, then your ass is blind, not me. So every time we talk about, oh, you should have got out and vote, and a lot of people did get out and voted, and they voted for someone else, but we ended up with Donald Trump anyways. This happened before, you guys have forgotten. The Electoral College is the one who makes the decisions, despite what your little vote is when you go to the voting booths. It's such an illusion. These people got people fooled big time. But anyways, I want to continue on something else that she says. She says that Black Lives Matter needs to just get off the political stage and go about their business and lives. Well, check this out. You need to do the same thing then. We don't need to hear from people like you, and then there's not another point of view. What you think this is? These people, I tell you. Anyways, let me play the video now.
Well, let's talk about what the NFL is doing. We know that last year the single most damaging thing, according to the sports fan, was when Colin Kaepernick decided to take a knee. And sadly, it spread like wildfire all the way down to Pop Warner. They decided to take a knee during the national anthem. What Colin Kaepernick says, because the inequity in race in America and the way law enforcement disproportionately oppresses African Americans. When he did that, it not only made him unattractive to other teams because he's such a huge distraction, it got the attention of Black Lives Matter, who say this is a league that's pro-Trump, and because most of the owners are pro-Trump, I'm going to boycott, and I want you to boycott. In fact, here's the quote. I won't be watching the NFL this year. I can, in good conscience, support this league with many of its pro-Trump owners as it blacklists my friend and brother Colin Kaepernick for taking a silent, peaceful stance against injustice and police brutality in America. Your reaction?
Well, this is football. It is not a political debate, and they probably don't want the drama, so they are picking best players for those that want to watch NFL. You know, the beautiful thing about a free society is you do get to boycott. You don't have to watch whatever you don't want to watch. You don't have to travel wherever you don't want to travel. You don't have to buy product. You're not forced to do these things. Right. But boycott can be beautiful. However, that said, what we cannot allow to happen is ourselves to reduce to mob rule, which is what Black Lives Matter is all about. Mob rule. No, we battle in the voting booth in a free society. We battled in the voting booth. Donald Trump won. The left has to get over it. What we're going to do is have another election come soon, so we're not going to have a resistance summer and start burning things down and destroying this capitalistic society because one person thinks we should. Black Lives Matters needs to just get off of the political stage and go about their business lives and then get out to the polls the next time if they really want Democrats in control.
And for the record, Kaepernick has not been banned. Any owner can sign him at any moment.
That's exactly right. I mean, they want the best players. They don't don't want political players. They
Right.
want football players.
And they don't like distractions, and that's part of the reason, because Tim Tebow gets so much publicity. A lot of people said, you know what, he's probably worthy of our team, but we don't want the distraction of the locker room, so owners made a decision. And now the same thing here with Kaepernick.
Ultimately, they love stars, and we do too. Star Parker, thank you very much for
Her mama named her appropriately. You are a star. Thank you so much for being with us, Star Parker.
Okay, family, so you can imagine the look on my face as my mouth just dropped to the floor like maybe yours did too. I had no idea this was a black woman who was sitting here downing Black Lives Matter and calling Kaepernick like this. So, of course, but I should have known. Look what she's on. She's on Fox News. This is what they do. They get white people in blackface, and they bring them on their show, and then they have them say shit like this. So we're going to go back to their statement, though. I just want to address that. Yeah, no, distractions. You guys use that word because it's a clever, useful word for you to use. You don't like when people say certain things about you, but yet you use any colorful words you want to use to describe certain situations. Case in point, you said that this was what he was doing was a distraction. No, it wasn't a distraction. It was only a distraction to white people. It was a distraction to the white media who kept pointing it out every time he would do it. No, instead of focusing on other people and other things and other events happening there, no, they had to focus on him kneeling. You guys made a big deal out of a man kneeling. You made a big deal out of a man kneeling. Think about that for a minute. It's retarded. It's stupid. He was making a peaceful stance that you didn't like, and you call it distractions. Well, guess what? I reject that. I reject that. That's why I don't listen to you guys. Because I don't have to. I have a brain of my own. And hopefully other people, especially people who follow me, have a brain of their own too and can decide on who's right and who's wrong. But this coon here that they have sitting up here in blackface, she's showing all her little 50 pearly whites. She's a coon. And I'm disgusted with people like that. I'm so sick of it that we have black people like this. And these are people who are the problem that will never get ahead as a group of people. We'll never be able to get ahead with people like them in our midst. Anyways, I'm going to end it off here. That's it from me. Peace and love to you and yours. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, don't forget to subscribe. I'm out.